Don't cut pineapple the messy and inconvenient way anymore. Sticky hands? Wasting precious fruit? Not anymore. Today, I'll show you a simple way to peel and cut an entire pineapple. Cleaner, with less waste, and with almost no need to touch the flesh directly. Once you try this method, you'll never want to peel a pineapple the old-fashioned way again. First, let's start by choosing a good pineapple. It doesn't necessarily have to be completely yellow. Instead, choose one that feels heavy for its size, is firm in your hand, and has a slight give when gently pressed. Next, smell the bottom of the pineapple. If it has a naturally sweet, fragrant smell, that's usually a good sign. But if the pineapple smells sour, fermented, or otherwise unusual, it's best to choose another one. Check the skin as well. Avoid pineapples with soft, mushy, bruised, moldy, or leaking areas. You don't need to look for a pineapple with perfect coloring. Instead, focus on its aroma, firmness, and weight. Before picking up your knife, wash the entire pineapple thoroughly under running water. The surface of a pineapple is very uneven, with lots of grooves and eyes, so dirt and debris can easily collect on the skin. Use a clean brush to gently scrub the entire surface, especially the areas with deeper grooves. It's a small step, but definitely worth doing. When the knife moves from the skin into the flesh, cleaning the outside first helps reduce the chance of transferring dirt from the surface onto the edible part. Then rinse it again with clean water and let it drain. Normally, we would cut off the entire crown and the bottom of the pineapple right from the start. But this time, don't do that. Keep the crown and turn it into a natural handle. First, trim away any leaves that are too long or sharp to make it easier to hold. Just keep enough of the crown to make it sturdy enough to grip with one hand. This way, you can hold the pineapple without having to place your hand directly on the flesh once you start peeling. That's what makes this method different. Next, don't cut off the bottom of the pineapple. The bottom will serve as a stable base while you peel. If the bottom is too uneven, simply cut off a very thin slice to create a flat surface. The goal is to make the pineapple stand or rest more securely while you work. The crown on top gives you a handle, and the bottom acts as a base. Now, the pineapple almost has its own natural handle and stand system. There's one particularly tricky area to peel, directly underneath the crown. This area is usually recessed, so if you start peeling the entire pineapple right away, the knife can be harder to maneuver, and you may need to use more force. So, let's deal with this area first. Carefully use a knife to remove the skin right underneath the crown, creating a relatively even peeling line. Only remove the skin. There's no need to cut deeply into the pineapple flesh. Once this area has been cleared, the next steps will be much easier. Next, hold the crown with one hand. Hold the knife with the other. Guide the blade along the natural curve of the pineapple and start peeling from top to bottom. Don't try to remove a very thick layer. Let the blade travel just underneath the skin and remove only the outer layer. After each cut, gently rotate the pineapple and continue peeling along its natural curve. There's no need to use much force. Simply rotate the pineapple, let the knife follow the curve, and the skin will gradually come away. Because the crown is still intact for you to hold, you barely need to touch the pineapple flesh directly. You also don't have to cut away a thick layer of flesh just to remove all the skin. And most importantly, you can control the depth of each cut, helping reduce the amount of pineapple flesh that gets wasted. Compared with cutting off the crown at the beginning and then having to repeatedly touch the cut fruit, this method is both cleaner and makes better use of the pineapple's natural structure. The crown becomes the handle, the bottom becomes the base, and the pineapple itself helps make the peeling easier. That's what makes this trick so interesting. After peeling, you'll notice that all the pineapple eyes are still there. That's completely normal. Take a closer look at the pineapple. You'll notice that the pineapple eyes usually form natural diagonal or spiral patterns around the fruit. Instead of sitting there and removing each eye one by one, which takes time and can also waste a lot of the pineapple flesh, we're going to make use of these natural patterns. Using a sharp knife, carefully cut shallow V-shaped grooves along the rows of pineapple eyes. Cut only deep enough to remove the eyes. There's no need to cut deeply into the juicy yellow flesh underneath. Then, rotate the pineapple and continue cutting along the remaining natural lines. Keep doing this until most of the pineapple eyes have been removed. You'll notice something really interesting. Instead of having to remove each eye individually, just a few cuts in the right direction can remove many pineapple eyes at once. And because the crown is still attached and serves as a natural handle, it's also easier to hold and rotate the pineapple while minimizing direct contact with the peeled flesh. However, always keep your fingers away from the knife's path and work slowly and carefully. It's nice to know that we see each other all over the world. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, you can subscribe by clicking the subscribe button. It's great to see your support. Once you're finished, inspect the entire pineapple. If there are still a few pineapple eyes left, simply use the tip of the knife to remove them individually. Now take another look at the pineapple. The skin has been removed. Most of the pineapple eyes are gone, while a good amount of the golden flesh has been preserved. Looks beautiful, doesn't it? And now you can cut the pineapple into pieces, slices, or rings, however you like. At this point, cut off the bottom of the pineapple. Then, continue cutting the pineapple into bite-sized pieces as desired. You can minimize direct contact with the pineapple flesh during the preparation process, keeping your work area cleaner and reducing the amount of pineapple juice that gets onto your hands. What do you think of this way of peeling a pineapple? I'll peel another pineapple using the same method so we can go over the entire process again. Just repeat these steps. First, trim the leaves to create a sturdy natural handle. Keep the bottom as a stable base, trimming off only a very thin slice if necessary to create a flat surface. Next, carefully remove the skin right underneath the crown. Then, peel the pineapple from top to bottom, keeping the knife just beneath the skin and avoiding cutting too deeply. Where are you watching from? Please leave a comment to let me know. Once the skin has been removed, use the natural lines of the pineapple eyes as a guide and cut shallow V-shaped grooves to remove the eyes. There's no need to remove each eye individually, no need to cut away too much of the pineapple flesh, and holding the fruit is also more convenient. Finally, check for any remaining eyes and remove them individually if necessary. Now you'll have a beautiful golden pineapple with most of the eyes removed and ready to enjoy. Then, cut off the bottom and divide the pineapple into pieces however you like. This is a simple way to make pineapple preparation faster, cleaner, and potentially reduce waste of the edible flesh. How do you usually peel a pineapple? Share your own tips in the comments so everyone can learn from them. The video ends here. If you have any comments, please leave a comment below. If you find the video interesting, please give me a like. Don't forget to share it with your relatives and friends. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Thank you for your support. Goodbye. See you in the next video.